Good afternoon, everyone. This is BremSter, and today I'm coming to you with a puzzle called Tiptoe by Sujoyku. What is there to call out? I'm not sure really how much I have to call out. I hope you're enjoying March of the Quads and all of the content I'm bringing out. I'm just recording in order to go away this week, so that's kind of my focus. Yeah, I don't really feel like just dragging out an introduction when I've got nothing to say. Just to extend watch time, because that's just going to give you more ads, and you'll get ads, but there's nothing I can do about that. Let's just get on to the puzzles. Tiptoe by Sudoku. So we have normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. We have killer cages. So digits in cages sum to the number in the top left. So these two digits will sum to 12. These two digits will sum to 12. German whispers. Adjacent digits on a green line must differ by at least 5. So these two digits will have a difference of at least 5, as will those two, as will those two, as will those two. And then entropic lines. Every set of 3 adjacent digits, so it's tricky. These two cells aren't adjacent, but yeah, I've had a lot of discussions with people recently about how do we improve the wording of entropic lines. I have no problem with this. This is kind of what I'm using as well. It's tricky, but anyway, any three set of 3 digits on an adjacent or adjacent cells, it's kind of okay. It's tricky. On an orange line, peach, whatever color you want to call it, must include a low digit, a medium digit, and a high digit. So these 3 cells will have a low, a medium, and a high. Those 3 digits will have a low, a medium, and a high. Low being 1, 2, 3, medium being 4, 5, 6, high being 7, 8, 9. That's all the rules. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. So, this layout of cages is probably interesting. So, we know that every row, column, and box in a Sudoku contains all of the digits from 1 to 9. And if you add those together, you get 45. So, this column, for example, sums to 45, but we know the sum of those cages, because if we look at those cages, it's 14 plus 13 plus 12, which is 30 plus 39. So these digits here are 45 minus 39. So those have to sum to 6, and the minimum they could be is 1, 2, 3. So those are 1, 2, 3. Well, that's cool. So, if this is a 1, 2, or 3, what do we know about German whisper lines? Well, you can never put a 5 on a German whisper line. Well, why is that? And sorry about the repeated explanation for people who see this all the time. But if I put a 5 on a German whisper line, to have a difference of at least 5, I have to either add 5 or more, or subtract 5 or more. If I add 5 or more to 5, I end up with 10 or higher. If I subtract 5 or more, I end up with 0 or lower. It doesn't work. So every digit has to either be below 5 or above 5. Now, if you have a digit below 5, if you put another digit below 5 next to it, the maximum difference is 3. It doesn't work. And the same is true for 2 digits above 5. The maximum difference is 3. It doesn't work. So every digit below 5 must be next to digits above 5 and vice versa. So you end up with what we call alternating polarity. Digits below 5, which I normally color blue, have to be next to digits above 5, which I normally color yellow, which have to be next to digits below 5, which I normally color blue, which have to be next to digits above 5, which I normally color yellow. So this has to be from 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, because it has to be a digit below 5 because of alternating polarity. And if this was 4, both of those would have to be 9, 4's only partner. This one could be 1, 2, 3, or 4, because this one can't be, because it has 2 partners in the box that see each other. This one could be, because that could be a 9. But that's the way this works. Now, this is a low digit. Now, I am going to do the different entropy coloring, but on this line, I'm going to color differently, but I am going to use the same colors. This is low. So whichever one of these is medium or high, because this must contain a low, medium, and high. I will get rid of the coloring on this in a minute. Whichever one of these is medium or high, this also has to contain a medium or high, but this set of 3 must contain a low, medium, or high. So this is a low digit. So this is 1, 2, 3. But now this set of 3 must contain a low, medium, and high. So these are medium and high, which means this set of 3 must contain a low, medium, or high. That's a low digit 1, 2, 3. Now, blue on these lines is 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm just going to actually colour these. These are 6, 7, 8, 9. This one can't be a 6 because 6's only partner is 1, and I can't make both of those 1. Not sure about these one, because this could have 2 1s here. So I'm actually going to get rid of the colouring on the German whisper line and keep the entropic colouring for now. Now, an 11 cage must contain a high digit because 92837465. If I don't use one, yeah, there must be a high digit in there. So there's no high digit. So there are 4 high digits contained in these digits. So this can't be high. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the high digits are contained in those cells. Not sure what that's doing for me, though. It's the same up here, though. No, it's not. Well, how do I do 13? 9, 4, 8. So the 6, 7s and 8s are counted in here. Because 9, 4, 8, 5, 7, 6. There's definitely something going on here which I need to figure out. So this 1, 2, 3 triple. Actually, it is this column, isn't it? Because these are 1, 2, 3. So how do I make up the rest of these? If I was to put 9 in the 12 cage, it would be 9, 3, which I can't do. If I was to put... So 9 is in one of these 2 cages. Now, where do I put the 8? If I put the 8... 9, 4... So how do I make up the 12 cage? I can't use 9, 3. I could use 8, 4. I could use 7, 5. How do I make up the 13 cage? I could use 9, 4. But if I make this 9, 4, this becomes 5, 7. And this becomes 6, 8. That does work. 9, 4. If I used 8, 5 here, this would become 7, 4. That doesn't work. This can't be 8, 5. And if this was 7, 6, this would be 8, 4. I'm not very good at this sort of stuff. If this was 7, 6, this would be 8, 4. And I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4. This would be 5, 9. So this is, if this is 5, 9, we end up with 6, 7, 4, 8. If this is 9, 4, this is 5, 7, and this is 6, 8. And I think they're the only ways this can be made up. But there's... I can't put a low digit in here. So there's an 8 in one of these, because there's a 7 or a 9 in here. So if there's a 7 in here, 8 and 9 are on these. I'm going to colour, because I know these are high and low, but I don't know the order. But these are the same, because of the same concept that made these the same. If this was high, And it wouldn't matter if this was medium, this would have to be high to make this difference. So these can't be the same, because then these three would have two of the same, which doesn't work. So this is green, whatever green is. And then this is yellow, whatever yellow is. And then this is green, whatever green is. And then this is yellow, whatever yellow is. So they're the patterns. I know these are low. This column, does that have power? Because an 11 cage must have a 6, 7, 8 or 9 in it. A 12 cage must have a 6, 7, 8 or 9 in it. And a 13 cage must have a 6, 7, 8, 9 in it. So this is low. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So therefore every second digit, because if this was 6, 7, 8, I can't make a 13 cage without a 6, 7, 8 or 9, because otherwise the maximum it could be is 4. So any cage above 4, above 9, must have a 6, 7, 8 or 9 in it. So there's a 6, 7, 8, 9 here, 6, 7, 8, 9 here, 6, 7, 8, 9 here, 6, 7, 8, 9 here. This can't be 6, 7, 8 or 9. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4. These are 6, 7, 8, 9. And that gets me the high-low on this line. Now, this can't be a 4 because both of those would have to be 9. This can't be a 6. But this 7, 8, 9, I can't not use a 7, 8, 9 in a 13 cage. So this is the same as this. There's a 7, 8, 9 in each of those, because this is either 9, 4, 8, 5 or 7, 6. So I could possibly do a similar thing that I did in this column. Well, hang on. I must use a 1, 2 or 3 in one of these cages, because this is 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, I can't use a 1 or a 2 here. I can't use a 1 or a 2 here. Right. This is a 6, 7, 8 or 9. I can't use a 1, 2 or 3 in there. I can't use a 1 or a 2 here. So one of these is a 1. I could use a 2 or a 3 here or a 3 here. Oh, that's tricky. There is some leeway. It's a little tricky. And I'm definitely not grokking how this should work. But it seems that row 6 is important. If I put 6 here, this is 6, 7. I can't put 6 here, and otherwise 6 is in one of these three. But could this be 6, 7? This would be 4, 9, that would be 8. And that all seems to work. I know the 1 is in one of those two. In this row. But 1 isn't restrictive on either of those lines. Is it 1, 2, 3's in this column? Like if this was a 4, where could I put the 1, 2, 3? This would become the 1. In fact, I can't put 1 in any of those, so 1 is in one of those two. So if that's a 1, that's a 1. Because if this is a 1, where do I put 1 in this column? So if this is a 1, this is a 1. But if this is a 1, I've covered both. But hang on, I should be doing the same sums. The same sum that got me this 1, 2, 3, I should be doing it in these other columns. Why aren't I? Because I know what the sum of these is. The sum of those is 36, so these have to sum to 9. Because 11 plus 12 plus 13 is 36. Those three cells have to sum to 9. If that was a 9, those would have to sum to 0. If this is an 8, these would have to sum to 2. This is a 6 or a 7. And even if this is a 7, these would have to sum, because this is 36, these have to sum to 9. This is 6 with 1, 2. The 6 here makes this the 1. I completely lost track. There's no 6 here. This is a 1, 2. And now I can probably do some work here. Where does the... But that's the trick, and I should have been doing it from the beginning. Hey everyone, as you can probably tell, my outfit has changed completely. This is way later than when I was recording this puzzle previously. In fact, it's much later. It's the same day, but it's much later in the same day. Boy, did life get away from me. Stuff happened while I was recording, and yeah, stuff. So rather than get into stuff, I'm going to get back into the puzzle. Now, I did look at my video that I had recorded, and where I was up to is I'd just done this row, noticing that these cells had to sum, and I was about to look at this column. So that's what I'm going to continue to do. So what I know is that this cage, and this cage sum to 36. So these cells have to sum to 9. So this has to be 6, 1, 2 as well, the minimum they can be, which sums to 9. So this is a 6 and this is a 1, 2 pair, which means these are the same digit. This 6 makes this the 1 and this is not the 1. But these have to be the same digit, because if this is a 2, that's a 1 and that's a 2. If this is a 1, that's a 2 and that's a 1. Those two are the same digit. Does that do anything? I don't know. Well, I could probably do the math in this row, because this is 20 plus 13 is 33. So these digits have to sum to 12. But the maximum that could be is 5. So to get to 12, this has to be at least 7. This is 7, 8, or 9. Not really. So I can't put... So similar to what happened here, 9 is in one of those two. But that doesn't force 9 out of these, because I could put 9 here and here. Or I could put 9 here and here. I can't put 9 down here. I could put 9 down here, though. Because it's all about the low, the medium, and the high. Like... This 7, 8, 9 is interesting. This 8 cage is a bit restricted. Because this is a high digit. And I must have a high digit in a 12 cage. 9, 3, 8, 4, 7, 5. And I must have a high digit in a 13 cage. So there's no high digit here. So this is only 2, 6, or 3, 5. So I can't... So there must be a 4 on this. Because there must be a 5 or a 6 in here, and there must be a 5 or a 6 in here. There must be a 4 on that. But the 1 or the 2 that isn't here goes in one of those two. And if it was a 1, it couldn't be here. So there's a 1 in one of those two cells. Can't put 1 in any of those, or there, or there. 1 is looking down here, which means this can't be a 1, 7. This is a 2, 6 or a 3, 5. This can't be 6, this can't be 2. And it puts 1 in one of... This is a 1. Because 1 and 1, and 1 looking across means this is a 1. Which means this isn't a 1. There is a 1 in one of those two. And now this is an X-wing on 1s. Oh, it's better than that. Those are 1s. I can't put 1 in any of those. I can't put 1 in a 12 cage, and that can't be a low digit. That's a 1. These are both 2. This isn't a 2. So this isn't 2, 6. This is 3, 5. Which means there's no 5 in here. This isn't 5, 9. This is 6, 8. So 9 is in here. So this is 9, 4, which means this isn't 4, 8. This is 5, 7. There's no 9 here. So this can't be a 4, because for this to be a 4... Okay, this can't be a 4. So what's this 12 cage? Well, the 2 makes this a 3, which takes 3 out of here, which takes 5 out of here. But the 3, 5 means this is a 1. So how do I do these? 9, 4 would work. So I could make this 4, 9. I can't make it 8, 5. I could make it 7, 6. This can't be 9, 3. It could be 8, 4. It can't be 7, 5. It can't be 6, 6. This is 8, 4. So this isn't 9, 4. This is 6, 7. And this is the 9. There's no 2 here. There's no 7 here. This is an 8 or a 9. So now I've got these. Now I had 1, 2, 6 here ages ago. The 2 takes 2 out of here. So is it this 12 now? It can't be 9, 3 or 8, 4. This is 7, 5. So how do I do the 11? I can't do 9, 2. I could do 8, 3. I can't do 7, 4. I can't do 5, 6. This is 3, 8. So there's no 8 here. These, 1, 2, this is 2 and 4, which is what I'm missing from the column, which makes this 5 and this 3. The medium digit on this must be a 6. If this is a 2, this is a 9. If this is a 4, this is a 7. Ah, math. I know what that is. Because 15, 25, 26, 32, 33, 38, that's a 7. So that's a 9, that's a 2, that's a 4, and these are 6 and 8. That's cool. This 11, it could be 9, 2. It can't be 8, 3. If it's 9, 2, it's 2 and 9. It can't be 8, 3. It could be 7, 4 with 4 and 7. It can't be 5, 6. Oh, it can't be 2, 4. This is 4 and 7, which means this is a 9. And these are 2, 5. And the 5 is looking at making that the 2 and that the 5. The 4 is looking at making that the 8 and that the 4. The 8 is looking down, making that the 6 and that the 8. And now I know that yellow is actually medium. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write 4, 5, 6 into those. Except that one can't be 5 or a 6. That's a 4. And I'm going to get rid of the medium colouring. I'm going to get rid of the low colouring. And these are 7, 8, 9. That's not a 4. And I'm going to get rid of... let's go to colour mode and select those. And I'll get rid of the green colouring. Right. This isn't a 9. This isn't an 8. What are these digits? 2, 7 and 9. So how do I make 12? I can't use 9, 3. I could use 8, 4. I can't use 7, 5. I can't use 6, 6. This is 4, 8. So these are 2, 9, taking 9 out of there. This 11 cage can't be 9, 2. It could be 8, 3. It could be... Well, if it's 8, 3, I know the order. It could be 3 and 8. If it's 7, 4, it's 7 and 4. And it can't be 5, 6. This 12 cage, it could be... Well, hang on, no. This 9 makes this the 4 and this the 9. This can't... That puts 9 down here. So this is the 3, 9. And now where is 9 in this column? This is 4, 9, which looks down, making that the 3 and that the 8, and these are now 9. 5, 7, which makes this the 8. There's no 5 here. These are 2, 4, and 6, and there's no 2. Well, I've already got my 2 in row 5. This is the 2. The 8 makes this the 3 and this the 8, which looks across making this the 1. The 4, 9 makes this the 8, which means this can't be the 4, which I also had from the fact that the 4 was already placed in the box. These are 1, 3, and 5. But this can't be the 1 because I don't have a 1 marked there either. Why did I have... I think that's a mistake. 1 has to be in one of those two. I don't know why I don't have 1 marked there. I'm hoping it's a mistake. These are pairs. 1, 6. And these are 2, 3, 4, 5... Yeah, these are 2, 3. But this 13 is now known. 5, 8. So this is a 7, which makes that the 5 and that the 7. These are 3, 6. And let's use the 3 to make that 6 and that the 3, which makes that the 5 and that the 3, which makes that the 8 and that the 5, which makes that the 4 and that the 8. The 7 takes the 7 out of there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa, 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 whoa. This 8 makes this the 7, and these are 4 and 5. And the 4, of course, makes that the 5 and that the 4. The 5 takes the 5 out of there, making that the 5. The 5 makes that the 7 and that the 5. These are 1 and 6, which is resolvable. These are 2 and 9, which is tracking. The 4 looks across making that the 9 and that the 4, which looks back saying that's not the 9. The 8 makes that the 6 and that the 8, which looks back making that the 1 and that the 6, which looks back making that the 3 and that the 1, which looks down making that the 9 and that the 3, which looks down making that the 2 and that the 9. The 7 looks up making that the 6 and that the 7. The 6 looks down making that the 4 and that the 6. The 3 looks across making that the 2 and that the 3. The 2 looks across making that the 7, which makes that the 9 and that the 2. The 7 looks back making that the 5 and that the 7. And the 9 looks down making that the 2 and that the 9. And that's the solution to the puzzle. That was amazing. The timer seems to stop when I put my computer to sleep. But my computer didn't go to sleep straight away. I had to do some other stuff on my computer before I disappeared. That was really cool. What a puzzle. I'm really sorry about the interruption. I get the feeling the flow on this one would have been better for me if I hadn't been interrupted for so long. But the important thing is that I bring the sujoyku to you and tiptoed around the grid. And I think I did that. Wow, what a puzzle. Absolutely stunning. I know I say that a lot, but it's often true. And what I try and bring is truth. I try and be critical when I have valid reasons, or I feel I have valid reasons to be critical. I it The important thing to me is honesty, and I try to be honest when I can. You know, and yeah, it's just a thing. But the most important thing, really, actually, is that I bring you good puzzles and present them in a good way. You know, that sometimes, I mean, this is YouTube. You know, sometimes I have to edit to make that happen and everything. This is just a case where distractions happened and it's weird. Thank you everyone for watching. I really do hope you enjoyed this one. Let's face it, that's what's most important. And as always, good luck with your solving.